All right, ladies and gentlemen, traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Guys, as you're tuning in, hit that thumbs up. If you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. This one is going to be short and sweet, so let's jump right into it. Guys, today was a decent day, but it's not the day that it could have been or should have been. And some of it was due to technical difficulty, and the other half of it was due to myself feeling FOMO and not trading with a clear mind. So at 9:29 a.m., I noticed that my account was restricted. Relentless, how could your account be restricted? You're trading in a margin account which has instant settlement and essentially an unlimited amount of buying power. Well, yesterday I happened to trade a stock which was not allowing for instant settlement, which essentially turns my account into a cash account. And once I run out of buying power, I am charged what is called a good faith violation. And so I thought this issue was fixed. You know, we called in multiple times in the past and they did tell us, hey, good faith violations will no longer be charged to accounts who have over 25K in buying power. And this hasn't happened to us in about 3 weeks, 2 weeks. So I thought that Thinkorswim updated their system and we were good to go. So I stopped checking these stocks altogether. Now, it just sucks that I found out so late because coming into the open, we had a couple of hot stocks, man. NMHI, MVST, BTCT continuation, KXIN. And you know, I was here early. I thought I did my due diligence, but I forgot this one thing. Didn't notice it till late, and as a result, coming into the open for the bulk of this move here, I was AFK. And you know, starting the day ready, not having to take phone calls, and you know, you can set the tone and you can set the tone right, man. You can really get in there and, you know, get down to business. So one thing that I did do despite being on the call with was to check to see how much shares I could take. Now, in pre-market, when I did check my Momo Pro scanner, I saw that this stock had a fairly high float, right? The float was high. And so I thought, hey, yesterday and you know, days before on stocks at this price range, I was able to push, you know, 50K size, 80K size. And so today I tried 100K size. And you will see in my first order here with like real size, I got in and out fairly smoothly. Now, the trades that you guys will see down here, this was me testing to see if I did have instant settlement or not, which I didn't. And this is what really prompted me to get on the phone with Charles Schwab. But after this trade right here, you know, I thought I was good. So I took another trade, and this is me just trying to get something whilst I'm on the line. But, you know, it's still, what time is this? 9:35. You can see, you know, let's see where we're right down here this time. So I tried again, you know, nothing there. And I'm feeling a little antsy, man. I'm feeling a little not where I'm supposed to be. So I'm like, okay, let's take some time. Let's get everything to clear up here, and then we'll come back and get involved. So I mean, look at the size of this thing. Is this the trade where I lost? 48.69, 48.19, 48.47. And looking, is this the trade? Maybe, or is it maybe it was this one? 54.7. 54.4. I'm gonna get Blade. I think it might have been, yes, okay, it's this one. So you can see I actually got in and out unscathed with this size 3 times before. Man, I think, man, I think I could have done it, man. I don't know, but I needed to have this day from start to end, not all the distractions and nonsense. Because if I'm using this share size more frequently down here early around 34, you know, 1 minute candle make the new high, 33, 36. If I'm paying attention to the stock fully, my undivided attention, I think I would have been able to notice if this was too much size to already make the decision to size up or down, because I was going to go for 150,000 shares. That was my plan here. Can I get in and out with 150,000 shares over and over, no problem? So I got blazed here, and on this particular trade, I lost almost $3,000, man. In at 59, essentially. In at 50, you can see. In at 58.6. In at 59.5. In at 59.7. In at 60. So I bought in an area where the stock basically, like, I bought a dip and it like instantly teleported up. And I got filled, instead of getting in like really low 57, I think like high 57 or low 58. I'm in on this massive spread. And then you can see I started selling just 1 second later. We're already back down at 57. And so I got blazed for almost a $3,000 loss. I mean, look at the size of this position, man. What was I thinking trying to market in with so much size? So after getting off the phone with customer service, that's how I started the day. Down 3K. I went as low as being down $4,000, man. But, you know, not even for 1 second did I think I could not pull it off, because right now it's penny mania. Right now it's penny mania, and we know, right? We know that if we stay focused, we stay locked in, we can get back to green. And so that's exactly what we did here, right? So from down 4,100, you know, I had to take some time to size down, see what share size is working. And then I slowly crawled my way back to then up 4,000. So just here is, you know, and this is $8,000. If I never went red, it could have been up 8K. And that would have been without the imagine without the distraction, man, of going on a call and then having the FOMO of having to come back and know that I missed all that red to green. So the biggest takeaways, and you know, this is not really a traditional recap, it's going to be short and sweet. The biggest takeaway from me today is to, one, check at 9 a.m. every day when Thinkorswim sends out their emails. If I have a good faith violation, I have to make this part of my routine. That way, if they do between 9 and 9:15, I can take care of this and be ready for the live stream, or let's say be ready to trade the open at 9:25. And then 2, I have to continue to work and be better at missing opportunities, but still coming to trade, and understanding being late is being better than not being here at all. Because, you know, I allowed the FOMO of missing this beautiful move here to just bother me so much that I couldn't really lock in as well as I would have liked to. A lot of areas I'm slow to buy, resulting in higher fill. I mean, just from that alone, we missed out on like another 3K. Being slow to buy, getting in higher, missing the move, and then, you know, kind of trading on my heels. And, you know, this stock was pretty strong, man. It ended up going from 40 cents, 156% up to about 105. Even getting halted up at one point. Man, we could have done so much more than 2K. Oh my gosh. So, you know, I today I felt like I was going crazy, man. Like in my mind, like I could not calm down. Like it's you know, sometimes it's easier said than done. But you can't allow what could have been to distract you from what will be, what can be. So we must calm ourselves. And I think something I have to remind myself of is, and this used to help me out in the past, is, hey, what would the better version of you do right here in this moment? What does the more advanced trader version of you do in this moment? And that is to settle down, take it all in, and move on quickly. And so, you know, that I didn't do, right? So you guys will see net in terms of fees, we paid 1,000 in fees. So we're walking away with about 3K net, right? And that was MVST. I mean, you know, much of the same from the recaps in prior days. This one ended up pushing up nicely. We consolidated, and then we got our second incline. Traditionally, I'm doing better in these areas right here. I mean, and this one was just so good. So good. Even this bounce up here was decent. And this is primarily where I traded it. But again, as I mentioned, a lot of frustration, right? So as we know over the last couple of days, the cheaper stocks were attacking with a lot more size. We're being aggressive to get in and out. And this is allowing us to be able to scalp half a penny to a penny, maybe more, 2, 3 pennies at a time, whilst having limited risk, keeping our stops tight, and the spreads being tight, which helps us also, right, in terms of managing. Because on a stock like KXIN, I didn't record my screen today, sadly. I forgot, but with all the chaos, right, I forgot coming into the open. But with a stock like KXIN, it was so volatile, and then the spreads also was so big that you could be buying an area and getting filled plus or minus 20 cents difference. And so you might be trying to cut a trade for a tight stop, which is what happened to me in my first trade. This thing pushed up here to 648. It dipped down to 610 right here in this green candle. Or it might have been into this next candle. It dipped down to 610. I bought right here. Instead, I got filled back all the way up here at 630, right? So it dips, it bounces. I got the higher fill almost into the highs, and then I noticed that and I sold almost immediately. So I tried to sell right up in here, and instead I got filled all the way down here at 70. Right idea, right idea. I mean, the risk is real, but right idea. It just sucks to be down $1,400 on what should be a decent winning trade. And so KXIN absolutely blazed me for $1,400 at this point. Again, this pushed me down to like down 4K at the time. And I kept at it though, right? I kept at it. We ended up bottoming out here at 75. I got a couple small trades going up, but didn't really get the full bulk of this move because once it got going, it just like teleported up. I'm really frustrated that I did not record my screen. I remembered at 9:28 a.m. on my second alarm, but because of, again, the good faith violation and realizing that my account was restricted, my attention shifted and I forgot to record. And actually, let me just double check, because maybe I did, but I'll double check here. Let's see. Do we have the recording? No, we do not. Yeah, so KXIN blazed me. And, this type of stock, we rejected this area here around 570 a few times, right? We did give a decent red to green here if you're watching at this one closely. So we sold off, but first 1 minute candle to make the new high did very well. Right, this is a red to green pattern here, bottoming wick. High of day, break of VWAP, also did very well, pushing all the way up to 555. It gives a beautiful baby pullback. Granted, it did come below the VWAP, but still curled up nicely here. And all of that is good stuff if you're watching at the stock early. So from there, it sold off, and this is where we really saw that weakness, right? It sold off all the way down to where? Low of day area. So you got to really anticipate the bigger drop. If you bought here, it would have been a matter of keeping the stop tight. If you're looking for the double bottom coming across right here, I'm not sure how this came down, if it was slower or just all in one move. But if we could have avoided a loss here and then got in down below at the actual bottom, then this could have resulted into a good trade coming back up. But this is what this is all about. Can you avoid this loss right here, really and truly? Right? It consolidates down here for a bit, and then once we get over 517, it takes off, and then it gets up there to 59. This ended up being a false breakout, but if you're in here early, let's say either off the lows again, or maybe for the breakout trade coming over this level here at 520, coming across. If you're in here, then more than likely you could have sold into the push up. So twice we failed, right? Once and then twice, but then third try right here was the charm. So similar, right? Either we're in at the lows, which for me, unless I'm looking at the 5-minute setup, it's a little bit more rare that I'm holding through something like this. So I'm guessing I probably would have been watching at 517 again if I was watching at the stock. And right here, we did get a baby pullback. This trade, I think, if I'm watching at this stock exclusively, I think there's a high chance I could have caught something here if I'm being active and trying to get in. But if you hesitate, the way how this candle looked, if you hesitated, you would have missed it. So again, I came a little later all the way up here to trade this bull flag. So it did go higher, and from there it then sold off. And that was it for KXIN. BTCT primarily, Bitcoin related as mentioned. Bitcoin up at like 93K a coin. BTCT Bitcoin stock here. This one gave the bulk of the move in pre-market. And pre-market I'm not as adequate, but I'm a little bit of a pre-market hater still, because I still, whilst I'm watching pre-market now, I still rather trade into the open, right? And this thing around 8:30. I came in a little late. I came in at like 9. This one started around like 8:35, or let's say really around like 8:50. I mean this was a good move here. Like, let's say 8:45. Let's say 27% going up to 1268. Small pullback / consolidation, and then right here really 9:05, man. Absolute beast of a move. And sometimes you think, man, these stocks are extended, and this is kind of what happened to me. I didn't even look for a trade, because it's like, whoa, I'm doing some trend lines and stuff. You look over, this thing is already up. You're thinking, man, this is too extended. This is not going to keep going. And then it does. This thing just ripped 16, and then 2081 in this massive candle here. And then we're like, okay, it's definitely going to go sideways into the open now. Nope. This thing held up the flag, and then over 1989 ripped up to 22. Into the open, it's an instant halt up, which then leads to a higher resumption, and then from there it's a bit of a rejection. The bulk of this move was pre-market. There were dips. I'm pretty sure the guys like Tim, Marcelo, and those guys probably caught a couple of these trades here, bottoming wicks. Again, watching the penny stock for me, and even on the downtrend, because we are downtrending here overall, these trades are a little harder for me to capitalize on, but there's still opportunities. But that was essentially the day, guys. The technical issue and the frustration is what really got me. Thinkorswim, well, not Thinkorswim, but Charles Schwab, I'm hoping that they're able to update their back end. That way there is no good faith violations and our accounts never get restricted in the first place. But I have a feeling that this might take months, if not years, to go away. If not, it might just be a thing that stays forever, because I don't know, man. When you call in, it seemed like there's such a weird thing. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't even want to get into that. It's just weird what's going on. But hopefully they're able to fix this. And yeah. But anyhow, hit that thumbs up. Better to be green than red. But man, we would have loved to do a little bit better here on this day. I think if everything went smooth and went well, we could have done anywhere between 10 and like 20, maybe 25. I don't know, maybe anywhere between 10 and 20, but it's still a good day. Tomorrow, hopefully, we can see some more hot momentum. All right, hit that thumbs up. Stay safe, stay green. It's been Relentless. Check out the links down below for the Momo Pro scanner that I use, called Relentless, for 25% off for 6 months on that. You guys can check out the link for the chat room, which is also down below. That's where you can get involved with our community. You do not have to be a student to be involved in the community, all right, guys? So you can feel free to check out the Relentless Trading chat room. You can see even right now, there's still a few traders that are talking, and it's 6:30, but they're still talking, hanging out. You can always check out the profit loss section as well, where you guys will see the Relentless Trading community is absolutely smoking the markets, guys. The Relentless Trading community is absolutely smoking the markets. Take a look at all these. It's not just me. There's some communities out there where it looks like only one person is doing well. Only one trader, only maybe 2 traders out of a community of 10,000, 5,000, 3,000, 500 people. But here, it's not just me. In fact, there's some guys who are even doing bigger numbers than I am, even some of the students. Check out Tim right here, 15,000. Check out Lucas when we get up here. Lucas, 46,000. These numbers, like the casual viewer watching on, you're probably just gonna look at this and just not even think of it as anything. Like this is not real. But for us, we're here doing this every day. This is like a normal occurrence. I mean, it's insane that what the stock market really is when you get into it. And you know what? Compared to these bigger investors and institutions, we're making pennies. There are people who made millions of dollars today. right? Mighty Putty, Gambit, you know, the list goes on here. D Trades, Dynasty, Minty. Just check out, and these guys are brothers, man. Imagine I met these two guys, I met their parents. I can't imagine how proud their parents are, and not only that, like both of them at the same time. It's like double, like times two, 2x everything. My gosh, this is madness, man. This is insane. I'm so proud of these two guys, man. They're stepping it up. They're killing it. You know, Cactus Rob here as well. Save the Monster. Save the Monster. $70,000. This is someone's salary at a decent paying job here in America. Save, one of the other Team House members, up $70,000 in just one day today. Maybe a couple thousand in fees, maybe 4,000 in fees, about 68, 66 gross, you know, net, let's say net, right? Of course, we'll all have to pay taxes on these gains. So this 70K might actually drop down to like 50, 60K, but you know, this 15,000 might drop down to 12,000 after, you know, depending on how much taxes we're paying. But taxes are just part of the fee to be great here, right? Beam, another student. Right here was myself earlier. So yeah, you know, Gus, chat room member. Man, it's insane what's going on here. We got D-Tex. We got some people with some smaller size. But you know, Big Steve getting it done. I mean, just insane to see Marcelo getting it done, right? Man, anyhow, shout out to the team. Jackson getting it done. Stay safe, stay green. It's been Relentless Trader. Let's use this as motivation, encouragement to keep pushing. And we'll be back later. All right, stay safe, stay green. Hit that thumbs up on the way out. Check out the link for the classes. Merciless Markets. That's where it goes down for anybody who's looking to learn. And I think we'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, MMU, Merciless Markets, guys. Check out our day trading program here today. All right, stay safe, stay green. Catch you guys in the next one.